somebody needs to care. Anybody, just as they were talking about the struggles they're facing and just the awkwardness of, as a leader, what does that dynamic look like with your board, and can you raise those kinds of, concerns and issues? So before we get back into a little bit more of the numbers, and those are all really good in terms of some of the challenges that leaders might be facing, I'd just love to even open it up to both of you, to Warren and to David, just as you're reflecting on some of the data that you see. What are, just even personally, what's kind of stirring in you as you see, because there's always stories, that are behind these numbers. So David, anything, especially from your perspective, as you've done some of this work around leaders who are considering leaving the ministry?
Well, I think it's been a really fulfilling couple of years for me. It sort of feels like, groups like Barna were sort of built for a pandemic. We don't like to see the turmoil and the chaos, but it's been fun to have a real-time opportunity to measure public opinion during such a global crisis, and to think about its impact on the church and its impact on people. And I think that's, really encouraging, is that we've seen, again, some of the things we've said that people have seen and responded and are able to articulate that the church has actually shown up in a meaningful way. And then my colleague, Carrie Newhoff, and I had a chance of hosting a podcast for, the better part of 2 years. And it's actually been just amazing just to hear from so many leaders who were, really struck to the core about issues of what the church should do, how well we were making disciples, the heartbreak that people were experiencing as pastors when people just disappeared and never said anything, the courage and innovation and the ways that pastors were, encouraging each other through the pandemic. And we were honored to have the Church Pulse Weekly podcast be just a small part of that encouragement to people.
Right.
So I like change a lot, actually. It's a funny thing. I'm just realizing that so much personally. Just I like traveling. I like new foods. I like new people. I like new business opportunities. I like new projects. I like thinking about, the future. And so I just feel like this has been a really amazing opportunity for us as church leaders to think about, Jesus' metaphor of new wineskins. I don't want to tear things down, but I do take very seriously God being an active force in our world and in our lives, and He does that through a lot of factors. But part of that is human innovation and also human desperation. And I feel like we're seeing some desperation that is a really important catalyst to imagining what might be next.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more finance, governance, and fundraising news and insights for your church or ministry.